My name is Randy Bigley. Joining me on the podcast right now from the Bucyrus Police Department is Chief Neil Assenheimer. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Randy. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you. We get a chance to talk here every once in a while.
It's good to see you as well, and thank you for having me in.
Anytime. There's a lot of things going on in the city of Bucyrus, isn't there?
Well, seems like there's always a lot of things going on in the city of Bucyrus. It's been a very busy few months, going all the way back into last year.
Yeah. It's there's always something happening, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what is going on? Anything going on with the police department, or that you want to cover right now, or?
I think the biggest thing with the police department right now is we have the upcoming safety forces levy here, and I believe May 2nd is the day that the citizens will get to vote on that.
Okay.
And I would just like to encourage them to support it. They supported us back in 2013 when we really needed it, and we really need their help again. And I think it'd be essential. It's like if you look at the drops in crime we've had once we got our manpower back after 2013, 2014. I really hope that we can get back to those low levels of crime. Yeah,
and that does make a difference when you're able to have more officers out there, right? Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about one of the critical incidents I was involved in back in I think it was 2003, and there was me and 3 other guys working plus a dispatcher. So we actually had 4 officers on the street that day, and someone covering the desk, and we haven't had that for I don't know how long now.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it does make a huge difference, especially when you find yourself rolling around in the mud with somebody,
Sure, exactly, right.
A lot more odds of getting found when there's more people working.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it does put a challenge out there for you guys, doesn't it?
For sure it does. Yeah, the manpower and the staffing that we have is probably the biggest concern I think we have, just in the amount of overtime it's taken to fill those positions and keep the city staffed at just 2 officers and one person on desk.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of drug busts going on too around the city. That's good news. I see, and it's pretty cool because if we put them up on Coffee right now, especially on our social media, people really like that. They're excited to get those drugs off the streets.
Oh yeah, yep. And that was I remember back in I think it was probably 2014. I think is when. I'm sorry, 2015 is when we. 2014 was like the first year after the safety forces levy, and that was really a rebuilding year. And in 2015, I think people got moved into new positions, and we was able to add manpower to the detective bureau and things like that. And we really, I think I couldn't tell you how many we did anymore, but we did a lot of drug search warrants. I mean, heroin was off the hook at that time.
Oh yeah,
well, if you remember. And,
right, I do.
And then just between I think the added enforcement and the guys on the road, and then I truly believe the election of Matt Kroll in the prosecutor's office and Judge Luthold or both Judge Lutholds in the courts have really had a major impact on bringing our crime levels down and keeping them down for years.
Exactly. Yeah. How big is fentanyl still big out there right now?
It is.
Yeah.
I just did I was working on my monthly report, and I saw that we had 4 overdose deaths in the city last year, and that's definitely 4 too many. I think it was a double from the 2 we had in 2021. So it's like you never like to see that. I mean, fentanyl is still a very big threat to the city. Methamphetamine is probably the main abused drug that we have this year.
That's a bad one too. I see. Unfortunately, you see a lot of people, especially when we put the mugshots out. A lot of them that's what they're on. I mean, it's terrible. Oh,
it is terrible. Like I said, they very erratic and very. It's very easy to tell that that's what they're on when you encounter them, in the public.
And I bet it makes it dangerous for you guys too out there, because you don't know what they're going to do, right?
Oh, correct. Then you get some people that are using fentanyl and methamphetamine at the same time. And I know I was on a call, and they gave him Narcan to reverse the overdose because the person was unconscious, and he came back and the fentanyl was gone, and all it was meth, and it was a pretty good fight that ensued after that. I mean, it was me and a fireman and a couple paramedics, and I mean, it was everything we could do to get him into handcuffs.
Well, wow, they get almost like a superpower, don't they?
They do. Yeah. It was insane.
Oh my gosh, I bet some people like hard to take it when they're on that stuff. They just don't feel anything or anything, do they?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, he was a smaller guy than me. And it took like I said that many people to get him arrested.
Wow, yeah. Fentanyl, and we're talking about fentanyl, that can be dangerous, though. I mean, it just takes a tiny bit to overdose, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and especially if you're not used to using it at all. I mean, you get it on your skin, and you can have the overdose risk there.
Wow.
I mean, knock on wood, I'm fortunate that our officers haven't experienced that yet. I mean, you've seen videos, I think, on the internet of cops, of getting overdosing on fentanyl, just coming in contact with it on a traffic stop. I mean, it's just so dangerous.
Scary stuff, isn't it?
Very scary.
It always blows my mind when they say how much they pulled and how many people that could have killed. I mean, thousands of people. Mm-hmm. Just a tiny bit.
Right. Like when I was in the detective bureau and we were buying heroin, we'd buy it by 1/10 of a gram. Mm-hmm. And that was usually about $20. And you got to think 1/10 of a gram. I mean, that's not very much. Yeah. It's just a little bit of powder in the bottom of an envelope, and so 1 gram you get 10 doses, and the fentanyl is, I think they sell it still about the same way, but it's just so much more potent, so much more dangerous. And then if you get like a dose that's not been cut down as much, then there's, like I said, people just die from it. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. These overdoses of stuff, and it's just bad. But it's everywhere, isn't it? It's not just here in Bucyrus; it's everywhere, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So, anything coming up here for you guys? Anything coming up with the police department?
Yeah, I'm actually going up to City Council tonight.
Okay.
We're going to do an awards presentation from the officer-involved shooting we had back in November.
Sure. Yeah.
We're going to give a couple medals out and recognize our dispatcher that was working that day. I mean, she did a tremendous job as well. And like I said, the dispatchers are the people behind the scenes that never really get the credit I think that they deserve, because I mean it's a stressful job to sit in there and not know what's going on in the street, and especially when you know that it's bad.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So we have that going on. We're gonna, like I said, be up at City Council tonight for that. I don't know if you guys are sending anybody up.
Yeah, we'll be covering that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we have that. Obviously, Mr. Davidson there from that incident is back in Crawford County here. Hopefully he stays in jail for
after his little vacation he took, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I never got the details of how he actually escaped other than what I just read online. But I don't know. I think hopefully he'll have a lot harder time escaping from the jail.
We hope so, right?
I hope so.
Won't make it down to West Virginia again, I guess.
He should not. Yeah.
Right. All right. Hey, well, again, be watching for you tonight at the City Council meeting. Now, if you can't make it, I know they do a Facebook Live on it, so you can watch it. So.
Yep. That'll be there on Facebook Live. I think the City of Bucyrus broadcasts it, and then I'm not sure if any of our guys will be up there and broadcasting on the police department's Facebook or not. I mean, like I said, I think a lot of the guys like to go up there and actually observe it and be there for their coworkers as opposed to standing there with their phone.
Right, exactly. Nice, and it's good to hear the good news coming out of there, right? Yeah.
It is. I mean, like I said, I think stuff is definitely more positive than it is negative down there right now.
Good.
Like I said, we just had one of our cadets graduated the academy here on last Friday, and he should be starting his FTO on the road here very soon, and then he'll take his state test here in a couple of weeks. So once he's trained, that'll be a huge boost. Yeah. Are you hiring over there? Well, we're not testing anymore. Okay. Like I said, we have 2 other cadets in the Hovey Police Academy up by Sandusky, and they should be done in April. Okay. Yeah. And once they come out, that'll be definitely again another boost to the road patrol. But, sure. Yeah. They don't graduate till April, and then by the time they're trained, I mean, you're going to be well into the summertime before they're making a difference on the road. And then we actually are going through the hiring process right now for 2 additional people that should start the academy next month in North Central State. Okay, great. So I mean, things are looking up. If we can just keep people from retiring and choosing to take other jobs, then sure, we'll be good. And well, go ahead. I think we're hopefully getting past a lot of that, but it's like we definitely, and that's where the safety forces levy is so important, is we really need to work on the retention of the people that we've got. That's a great bunch of officers and dispatchers down there, and it's one of those things where you've got a good team, and you just hope you can keep them together. Exactly. Well, Chief, thank you for coming in today. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, tonight, City Council meeting, check it out. All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, thank you, Randy, for having me. Anytime.